Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kenya is full of political drama and theatrics. A few days ago, Rigathi Gachagua, while in the US, had alleged that while William Ruto was in a tour in Mandera, he met certain Al-Shabaab officials. These allegations did not go down well with the government. And Murkomen, who is the CS Interior, and his deputy counterpart, Kithure Kindiki, said that when Rigathi lands in the country, then he must record a statement. In fact, they urged the necessary authorities to ensure that they compel Rigathi Gachagua to record a statement because they said the burden of proof to that effect remains with Rigathi Gachagua. They talked tough. And I remember the supporters of William Samoei Ruto said that this time round, Rigathi must be arrested because they thought that, or they said, Rigathi went there to malign the image of William Samoei Ruto. But Rigathi Gachagua told Murkomen that you are the person who announced to the country when some of our chiefs were abducted by the so-called Al-Shabaab. And you told us that you were going to negotiate with them for the emancipation of our chiefs and for them to be released. So Rigathi told him, I think you are in the best position to explain to us who the Al-Shabaab are because you cannot negotiate with who you don't know. And today, Murkomen made a sharp, disparate U-turn. Earlier, they had said it was like they were going to compel Rigathi and they were going to arrest him. Now, Murkomen is saying that they expect that Rigathi, out of his own volition, will record a statement. In the event that he declines to record a statement, they will not arrest him. They will simply conclude that Rigathi Gachagua is suffering from some psychiatric condition. And so the best they will do is to just ensure that they don't take him seriously, and maybe they are urging Rigathi Gachagua to visit a psychiatric facility. Now, what marveled me is they are now turning their anger, frustration, and attention to TikTokers. And they are saying that those who continue to share Rigathi's videos, those allegations, are the ones to blame. And indirectly, they are warning that moving forward, they will not allow bloggers, TikTokers, YouTubers to share Rigathi's statements. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at this because, as I told you, you cannot arrest Rigathi Gachagua now because there are repercussions and implications. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell. That will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. If you love our show, don't forget to subscribe. Please also like and share videos. Whenever you like a video, you've done us a good support. That is the best support we need from you. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly listen to Murkomen.
If, and I insist, if the former deputy president has any information that is worth consideration, not just by local, even international institutions, if he has that information, he must record it with the DCI as soon as he arrives the country so that we can take him seriously. Until then, we will just consider it a part of his continuous comedy and caricature that he has become in everything he says out there. You know, a person who poses for a photo, for every step he passes through at the airport, he's looking for the airport police to take a picture with. And that is a big thing. He's going to show us that he met up airport police officers when he went to the US. That is a joke. It's a total joke. Or somebody who goes to amusement park in a technology company. then start saying, I had an engagement in an amusement park as a tourist. How many of us have gone to amusement parks as tourists when we travel out there? And then you start saying, oh yeah, this is what, and so forth. The only thing you can go and write when you get a small opportunity to visit Facebook as a tourist is political slogans. I mean, we have a problem. And I think if the former deputy president is not going to record a statement about what he said about Al-Shabaab and the country, then the right thing for him is we check him in a mental institution for mental assessment, because his level of contradictions can only be that he either is a pathological liar or is a mental case that needs treatment. And you know, Constitution of Kenya insists that for people to hold public office, they must be of sound mind, which is at the moment extremely questionable. And I guess that it comes with the stress of losing such a high office. And there's nothing wrong for him being treated for mental health, because mental health is also part of areas that we in the security sector would like to ensure that our people are operating in our well-being. And you know, there are many of these cases in the political circles that are untreated. And as a result, they cause greater havoc and harm in the country. And I think that it's no longer a joke. Who the deputy president, former deputy president is at the moment is no longer a joke. Most of you share TikTok posts of his messages and so forth. You are actually the ones who are encouraging a person who is unwell to continue saying more things that are going to hurt our country. And I think those who are around him should help him get medical treatment, because then there are continuous conversations. Somebody out there may think that he's a serious person when he's not.
You will concur with me 100% that is a U-turn. At first, it was like it was a must that by the time Rigathi lands at JKIA, there will be policemen waiting for him. That is the picture that they painted for us. And their supporters were saying, this time round, Rigathi will be shown that he is nobody. He will be shown that William Ruto is in charge. But now, it is Rigathi's volition. If he likes, he can share what he knows about the claims. Or if he doesn't, it's okay. We will simply conclude that he's mad or something. In this video, I want us to understand why it is not very easy to arrest Rigathi Gachagua. And without much ado, earlier, the DCP deputy party leader, Cleopas Malala, had warned that they will not keep it secret when Rigathi is coming back. They will announce the jet that will be flying in, the seat number, the time that they will be arriving, that the plane will touch the ground. And the deputy party leader threatened that they will mobilize over 300,000 supporters to go and meet Rigathi Gachagua, give him a resounding reception, and then protect him. And you know, we are in a very volatile, kind of situation. And they could not take those statements on a light note. So they decided things are not going to be, it's not going to be business as usual. Listen to Malala.
Nimeona hii mtu mwingine anaitwa nani, hii Senior Minister, hii Murkomen, Kipchumba Murkomen, anasema ati Rigathi Gachagua akifika airport ati akamatwe. Nataka kukuambia wewe Murkomen, kama wewe ni mwanaume, jaribu kamate Rigathi Gachagua. Sisi tumesema party leader wetu atatangaza ile tarehe atakuja, atatangaza ile ndege atatumia, atatangaza ile kiti atakalia kwa ndege na masaa ambayo ndege itafika hapa. Tumesema We are mobilizing more than 300,000 people waende wampokee kule airport, tuone utamshikia watu. Tunataka dunia nzima hiyo siku Rigathi anarudi ni public holiday. Hata wewe mtu anaenda kutoka kwa nyumba wewe.
With that threat, I can assure you, Rigathi Gachagua has cut a niche for himself. He's now a leader. There are people who believe in him. There are people who subscribe to his political ideologies. And you can imagine if they say 300,000, that means, by the time he lands into the country, the supporters of Kalonzo, the supporters, from Mount Kenya, the supporters of DAP, that is Eugene Wamalwa and Natembeya, all the opposition, the supporters of Matiang'i, would march to receive Rigathi Gachagua. And if you attempt forcing Rigathi Gachagua to go and record a statement, Rigathi had said I will not go, then it will be chaotic. So with that threat, they were not going to arrest Rigathi Gachagua. So Rigathi actually cornered them by asking Murkomen, you are in the best position to explain who the Al-Shabaab is. In fact, Rigathi further noted that Kenya is not investigating Ruto. So I'm not under any obligation to give you information that you have not sought for. You are not, investigating the president. I can give this information to the American Senate because they are the ones who are questioning the conduct of William Ruto in relation to some outlawed groups. So Rigathi cornered them. And there's nothing they could do. Number 3, they understand that they will give Rigathi Gachagua unnecessary, much more mileage. Rigathi lands into the country, you move to arrest him, and then there's chaos. And the fans are escorting him, and news headlines everywhere, both the print media and everywhere, social media. Rigathi arrested, and there is unrest in the country, and bonfires are lit everywhere. They are saying Ruto must go, and people are asking why, and people are now, videos are going viral where William Ruto met Hemedi, the rapid, support forces in Sudan, and they are saying here he is, unnecessary. So they decided, let the sleeping dog lie. If you wake it up, then you're in trouble. So they didn't want to give Rigathi unnecessary mileage. In fact, the people who are advising William Ruto, or these politicians like Murkomen, wanted to please Ruto together with the deputy that we are in charge, we want him to be arrested. And I believe NIS told Ruto, usijaribu. And so he gave an order, retract your statement, because we are not arresting Rigathi Gachagua. Another thing is that business, when you begin, this cat and mouse chase with the supporters of Rigathi Gachagua, the chaos in the city will bring somehow a business to a standstill. William Ruto wants every tax in this country. So for, unnecessarily, you cannot make a move that will trigger businesses being closed, because businessmen are now very scared. Any little thing, there are thugs, get infiltrating the demonstrations. They vandalize, they steal, they harass people. Again, they didn't want this kind of things because there is loss of revenue. And apart from that, these unnecessary altercations will trigger, a battle between the police and the protesters. Remember, William Ruto is still being investigated. Just in case he used the information, the intelligence that America gave the country to harass, to kidnap, to maim and to kill supporters during demonstrations. He moved in very fast to organize or appoint a committee to look into the compensation of the protest victims, those who suffered police brutality and killings. So it will be very funny that he is planning to compensate those who are victims of protest harassment, and at the same time, the police is killing others, killing many more, because he has not retracted his order to shoot the foot. He has not called out his allies who said, don't just shoot to kill, but don't just shoot the foot, but shoot to kill. So it will be very funny. On one hand, you are compensating those who your police killed. Then on the other hand, the killings continue. People have been calling for, the ICC. Maraga has spoken about it. Rigathi and the group are saying we are collecting more information. The Kenya National Human Rights Commission, the Law Society of Kenya, independent human rights groups. So I think William Ruto does not just want to add more salt to injury. And I've always told you that because of the repercussions and the volatile situation we are in the country, it is very unnecessary to arrest Rigathi Gachagua. Those who are making noise, some people even sent me bitter WhatsApp messages that, Achando, you're protecting Gachagua. Gachagua is nobody. You wait this time around. He must be arrested because Murkomen has spoken. The deputy president has spoken. This is not the first time they are talking of arresting Rigathi Gachagua. At first, he infiltrated Jesus' protest and wanted to topple Ruto's government. That just went, it passed. They didn't arrest him. Then Rigathi made statements that if you dare rig elections, then what happened in 2007 will look like a Christmas party. They wanted to arrest him because of that. I mean, now, and in fact, I remember, after the Sabasaba protest, they labeled him the mastermind of those protests, and they said this time round, William Ruto said, I have been quiet for so long. Rigathi also beat them in their own game. Rigathi said no one wants to topple your government, Mr. President, because the president was claiming these people want to topple my government. They didn't arrest him. Again now, they threatened to arrest him. It is not very easy. Stakes are high. There are several interests. Businessmen will be going to William Ruto, those who funded his campaigns, and tell him, Mr. President, there is no need. There is no need, because our businesses will suffer. The international community, the ambassadors, will always prevail upon him. Tell him, Mr. President, don't try. The fans will be making a lot of noise here. But what William Ruto meets every day, it's not very easy being a president. There are a lot of pressure. And that is why I'm telling you that Murkomen has made that U-turn, and I believe it is because of William Ruto. I told you, those who watched my video, arresting Rigathi Gachagua does not fall under the purview of the Interior CS. That must be sanctioned by William Ruto himself. And before he does that, they must evaluate, is it necessary to arrest Rigathi Gachagua? What are we trying to achieve? And can we achieve it the other way around rather than, arresting him? Maybe after the threats, they realize that people are regrouping. Another thing, the military and even the police is divided. Rigathi told us just the other day that before he was arrested, when William Ruto sent the DCI Subarus, disgruntled members of the forces called him and told him, we have been sent to arrest you. Please do this, and they are the ones who aided his escape. And they dodged that trap. It's not very easy. Fans will make noise, they will be very happy, but the aftermath of arresting Rigathi Gachagua will not be very pleasant. And with that, Rigathi will still continue making his allegations, and people believe he's a truthful man. So Rigathi will land at the JKIA, people will meet him, receive him, and he will say, Kasongo must go, Kasongo one term, Muwaji, Mwizi, and Ruto will have to tolerate him. He will have to wait for people like Kimani Chungwa to fight back for him, or himself to start telling them, mkona mpango gani, which any alternative plan do you have? And that is the reality that you will have to live with as a supporter of William Ruto, who thought that this is the time that you are going to witness Rigathi being handcuffed or being thrown into a Subaru. It is not happening any soon. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.